Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Welcome back all my lovely regular viewers, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. So this is going to be, now that Halloween's over, back to doing just some autumn or fall nails, and for this video I'm going to be using Not Polish and Tia's Beauty acrylic. So the acrylic I'm using from Not Polish is shade number 102 and it's called Nude Panther. I absolutely love this shade because it really is an all-round one that you can use to do French with, just to leave nude, to do some basic nail art on. I really love this one, and it flows really well. It's a 2-in-1 system, so you can also use it as a dip powder. I've never done dip nails before because I don't know, I don't know. I've never tried them. I'm not too sure if I will try them because I just prefer to work with the acrylic powder as it is. But I might get some and try them in the future. So anyway, back to the nails. I'm going to be putting this base on of the Nude Panther on all of the nails. The ring finger and the middle finger I will be doing some cutouts, and I'll be then using some Tia's acrylic, coloured acrylic, to just do a little bit of design. So moving on to the ring finger, and I'm getting again with the Nude Panther up at the cuticle area and bringing that down more or less just past where the natural free edge would be, and then once that starts to mattify, I'm going to do a straight line cut across it. To do the little cutouts, I'm just using my craft knife, and I've dipped it into the Nude Panther acrylic powder just before I go in to do the cut. That way that any of the acrylic that I'm cutting away, it's not going to stick to my little craft knife, and it's going to make a cleaner cut. So moving on now to the middle finger, and again this is going to be another cutout, but instead of doing a straight line with this one, I'm going to be doing it in a diagonal, and I'll do all the same steps. I'll wait until it starts to mattify, and then I'll dip my little craft knife back into the acrylic so that I can do a nice clean cut. Then once they have fully cured, even though I'm getting a nice clean cut, I'm still going to go in with my hand file and just make sure that they're completely straight and nice and crisp. And moving on to the pointer finger, so the pointer finger and the thumb are just going to be a full coverage of the Nude Panther. And as Nude Panther is a core powder, meaning that it's a strength powder, I don't need to go in and cap the nails that have got the full coverage of the Nude Panther. The nails that I've done the cutout, so the ring finger and the middle finger, I will need to go in and just cap over the coloured acrylic. But the rest of the nails, once it's cured, I can go ahead and start to file and shape them. So where I've done the cutout, I'm now going to go in with Tia's Beauty coloured acrylic in mahogany, and I'm just going to butt that up to that line, and then I will, once this one has cured also or started to mattify, I'll go in and I'll do a nice straight cut just to make sure that it's nice and crisp as well. So you will find that coloured acrylic, and especially coloured acrylic that has a shimmer to it, they will take much longer to cure than just your regular acrylic. So just remember that it, just to give it a little bit more of extra time just to start to mattify, and then go in and cut out. If you cut out too early, you're going to just drag the product away and you're not going to get a clean cut. So now that they've started to mattify, I'm going to go in again with my little craft knife. I've already dipped it into the mahogany just to make sure I get a really nice cut. So on the pointer finger there, I'm just going back in with another bead of acrylic just to go over the dent that my nails did whenever I was doing the cutouts on the other two nails. And then onto the thumbnail, and this is just going to be a full coverage of the Nude Panther. So back to the ring finger and the middle finger, and I'm getting in now with my hand file and just sharpening up the coloured acrylic before I go ahead and put some of the Nude Panther back on the rest of the nails. So even though I've used Nude Panther on most of the nail here, but because the coloured acrylic, it's not a strength powder, so I'm just going to put a really fine layer of the glass slippers over it just to protect that coloured acrylic. Now that all the acrylic has cured, I'm going to go ahead and do my normal filing routine. So I always start at the side walls and make sure they're nice and straight. Then I'll go to the lower arch and make sure that's nice and straight and coming out in line with the natural nail bed. Then I'll go to the free edge, make sure that's the shape that I wanted and it's nice and straight. Once I've done all that, I'll go up to the cuticle area, get that as flush as possible, and then I'll start to file around the rest of the nail, just making sure there's no obvious lumps and bumps. And all the while I'm filing in an upward motion up towards the apex. That way it's going to keep the height of my apex and the strength of my nails. Okay, so now they've all been filed and shaped, I'm just giving them a quick wipe over with some alcohol just to remove any of the dust and to make sure they're nice and sanitized before I go ahead and start with the nail art. So I'm going to start off with OPI's Black Onyx, and on the little finger, the pointer finger and the thumb, it's going to be a full coverage of this Black Onyx. So on the ring finger and the middle finger, I'm just going to go ahead and place like a block of colour just where I did the cutout. So on the ring finger, it's going to be straight edged, and then on the middle finger, it will be diagonal to match the cut of the coloured acrylic. Just to keep the length of the video down, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to apply the second coat off camera, because as you know, I never like the videos to be too long for you guys. So now that they've been cured, I'm going to go ahead and apply my Glitterbels No Wipe top coat onto the nails that are black. So on the nails that are full coverage of the black onyx, I'm going to go in with these little pigments. These are metallic pigments. I just got them off eBay. I think there was 12 in the pack. They weren't very expensive, but to use the pigments to get like the mirror-like finish, you need to put on either a black base or a dark base. If you wanted to go for more rose gold pinky, then you could put a red underneath and or a deep pink, and that way that will change the color of the pigment once you put it on top. So whenever you put it on top, I know that some people I've saw on Instagram and on Facebook, whatever, they are noticing that their chrome is chipping. So to help to avoid that, what you need to do is after you've applied your chrome, you need to then go ahead and apply a base coat over the top of it and then finish off with your normal top coat. The reason why you would do it this way with the base coat first is because a top coat needs something to stick onto. So for some reason or other, it does not fully adhere to the chrome. And I think because it's such a highly polished surface, so that is why it works better to pop on the base coat beforehand and then finish off with your no wipe top coat. Moving on now to the ring finger and the middle finger, where I have put the little block of colour. I'm going in now with the clear blooming gel, and I'm going to do a rose effect on top of this. So I'm putting a very thin layer of the blooming gel on, and then I'll just take some white gel polish and I'll create the little rose. The white gel polish I'm using is just from Halo. It's their French white. And when you're doing this on top of a blooming gel, you kind of have to work quite quick, because the minute that you place the gel polish on top of that blooming gel, it will start to spread. So because I'm working on two nails, I'm kind of like working really quickly, because I don't want them to spread out too much, because if they do, you sometimes lose the whole look of the rose. So I went ahead and cured that in my lamp for 60 seconds, and I'm now going in with another Halo gel polish. This is burgundy, and I'm just putting it over the top of the rose that I've done on top of the blooming gel. I'm not putting it on really thick. I want to have it kind of transparent so you can still see the rose showing through, and it kind of gives you this depth to the rose. And just before I do anything else on this nail, or these two nails, I'm going to go ahead and place a non-white top coat and cure that for 60 seconds, and then I'm going to apply some striping tape. This striping tape that I'm using, for once, it actually isn't causing me any aggro. I love this striping tape. It's like a rose gold glitter, and it's just slightly thicker than more of the regular striping tapes that you get out there, but you don't have to fight with it. It just works perfectly. I did start to go in with the file just to cut off the sides of the tape that were hanging over the edge, but even though this tape is so easy to work with, it probably isn't as sticky as some of the other striping tapes out there. So I ended up just cutting it off with the scissors, and then I'm going to apply a top coat over it, and that will seal it and help it to stay on the nails. Can't get my words out tonight. I'm going to leave the part that I drew the little rose on. I'm going to keep that matte, but I'm going to pop some glossy no white top coat just over the rest of the nail, and then I'm going to go ahead and apply some rhinestones and some other little shapes. As some of the shapes that I'm using are quite big and some of the little rhinestones are quite big also, I'm going in with Halo's thick top coat, and it kind of acts like a builder gel, so I can really sink those rhinestones and this shape into them, and that way I know they're not going to come off. And again, just to keep the length of the video down for you guys, I'm not going to show all the rhinestones being placed because, as you know, they can be quite time consuming, and sometimes I get a little bit frustrated. And here is the finished set, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, you know what to do. Give it a thumbs up. And for those of you that haven't already subscribed to my channel, you could go ahead and support me now by hitting that subscribe button. And I will see you all in the next video. So take care. See you soon. Bye.